Today is October 1st, 2024. This is BelloHeart. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Back after this. All right, so in case you're living under a rock, today on October 1st, 2024, we have a situation where Iran just retaliated against Israel in the Middle East and is a potential for World War III. Trump has responded with saying that if he was in, this never would have happened. I happen to agree with him. The world became considerably weaker since Trump was forced out, I guess, because I still believe we won the election, and so do most people. Just the mainstream media is still selling us a bunch of lies and won't be held accountable for anything. Excuse me. So I've been feeling a little down lately, just on a personal level. I've been having, a lot of negativity. One of my good friends, good friends, passed away, left 2 young children. Rest in peace, buddy. And then my dog of 14 years died the same day after the funeral. He got sick, and I had to put him down. It was heart-wrenching, and it was terrible. Not to laugh, but it was, it's a deflection from I was sobbing like a baby. And, being a Marine, being a tough Gen X man, just crying is new for me. Since I've become spiritual and I've opened my heart chakra, for any of you spiritual people out there, you feel love differently, you feel lost, you feel a lot of feelings differently. And it was quite interesting to feel that type of loss for anything and anyone, honestly, because since until now, I really have never had that, something like that. My dad died when I was 13. I still didn't. I did eventually grieve when I was 16, but it was just different. Anyway, so not to be sad, but today Iran did attack Israel. We had a huge hurricane that devastated North Carolina. I want to show you a video on that. I also want to show you, our wonderful Senator John Kerry talking about how freedom of speech needs to be abolished, and that's just shocking. And how that doesn't make people just cringe and make you people worried that you Democrats that support these people. I can't comprehend. Anything to stop Trump, I guess, right? If you maniacs, willing to burn down the country and rule amongst the ashes, right? We had a North Carolina hurricane. There hasn't been much response from Kamala or Joe Biden, right? Trump was in Georgia. He brought some supplies, but this whole thing seems fishy. I'm going to show you a video why. I actually said something to my wife this morning about it. I thought, the major areas that got wiped off the map were red. I'm like, the elections are around the corner. Chances of them getting this back up, these areas up to snuff by then, to have elections and accountability. And I hear there's still people missing. God rest their souls, or God help them. Anybody missing? I've seen videos of the pets being rescued and stuff, and the people being rescued. It's just heart-wrenching. Why did it flood in the mountains? I'm going to show you a video of a TikToker that one of my buddies sent me, and I just want you to my buddy Fathead. Anyway, but one thing there's a Georgia chemical plant explosion. I want to show you a video on that. And we have the Iran-Israel war. Oh, and there's also a VP debate tonight between John Kerry and Tampons and Waltz. All right, so first I want to show you... and to top all this off, do you guys recall, I want to connect the dots on some things because that's what I do here. Back in 2023, we had an Iranian prison deal, right? Where we actually we unfroze $6 billion in Iranian assets that Trump froze. And that was in 2023, finalized in September, right before October 7th. So the Biden administration freed up money for Iran. And then all of a sudden, these attacks happened, and now they're retaliating against Israel. They were broke, under Trump, and that's why there was no funny business. Trump also had the Abraham Accords signed. If you guys aren't up to your history, that was a peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel. So yeah, he did that. Anyway, I'm gonna transition this real fast. So I got on the screen. I have what's it called? I have pictures of my chat GPT just so you guys can see the facts about the Iranian prison deal. So Iran U.S. prisoner exchange of 2023, finalized in September, marked significant blah, 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 diplomatic. Okay, great. The details are the exchange of prisoners, United States, 5 Americans who had been detained. 1 second here. What is going on here? What is happening here? Anyway. So, sorry. Please like, subscribe to the channel. I know I'm a little crazy, but I'm by myself. I do this all by myself. So, please excuse me when I kind of mess it up, right? Anyway, 5 Americans. The United States got 5 Americans who were detained in Iran. They were mostly dual nationals. I don't know what does that mean. They were Israeli / national / American. That's so bizarre. Anyway, and then notably among them was Simak Namazi. Can you see that name? A businessman who had been held in Iranian custody since 2015. We released 5 Iranians who were imprisoned on various charges, mostly related to violation of U.S. sanctions on Iran. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, next. Here's the most important part of this. 6 billion Iranian funds were unfrozen as part of the deal. 6 billion in Iranian funds were unfrozen as part of the deal. These funds were held in South Korean banks to froze due to U.S. sanctions imposed after the Trump administration withdrew them from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. So there's a whole bunch of other information about this deal and all the other stuff if you want. Diplomatic implications. Oh boy, can't talk. Diplomatic implications, mediators and key players, blah, blah, blah. Qatar held the money. Reactions, relief, Iran, blah, blah, blah. Okay. My reaction is that this was a setup for what's going on now. I mean, we gave them. Why would we unfreeze money for Iran when they have proxies of 2 huge terrorist organizations, right? Hezbollah, I think the Houthis I think they have something to do with them, and Hamas. I could probably find it out for you guys. If you want to hear anything more about those guys, let me know. Comment below. That would be fantastic. I'd love to have interaction with my people. So isn't that bizarre? I mean, something fishy's happening, guys. Something fishy is going on. This Iranian thing is bullshit. I'm not saying that they're not evil and that the way that they govern is bad, because the way that they treat their people is horrible and they hate America. But we're not innocent. Our people are not innocent. A deep state is definitely not innocent, and we need to pay attention, Americans. Okay, we're in a very, 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 very dangerous time right now. We're about to launch into World War III. Next thing I want to show you is a wonderful clip of John Kerry yesterday speaking. This yesterday? Yeah, recently. Yes, last 2 days. Speaking, talking about how the First Amendment, that's freedom of speech, in case you guys don't know, is a major roadblock. Let's hear this.
There's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts, et cetera. But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda.
I mean, like the mainstream media.
And they're putting out disinformation. Our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So.
Wait a second. How could someone actually say that with a straight face? Our First Amendment is a major block. What? John Kerry said this. Former senator. I don't know if he's a senator anymore. I think he's a piece of garbage. Obviously, he's part of the establishment, neocons that want war and control and more power. And he's just a puppet, but still, I mean, he's gotten rich off the suffering of people all over the world, and he's disgusting. So next, I want to jump into this hurricane, and I'm praying for the people and hardest hit. And there's supposedly western North Carolina is in really bad shape, guys. So say your prayers. If you have any family members in there, I feel for you. And it's not bad, not good. But now, not to throw salt in the wounds or anything, but this guy here is a TikToker, And he has discovered some crazy stuff about this North Carolina thing. Just listen to this.
This flooding in North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits. And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods. People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know, I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina, AKA like the worst thing that could happen, and you're not coming back from it. Read between the lines, people. Everything happens for a reason.
All right, so what do you think about that, people? You guys think that's BS or what? It's kind of listen, the things I know and the things I've learned over my time in history of research between extraterrestrial technology and secrecy with our government and the cross section between the two and the deep state in between and everything else, to think that they don't have the technology to control the weather is silly. So you guys can believe whatever you guys want to believe, but they can control the weather. And did they do this on purpose for a lithium mine? I don't know. Anything's possible, man. But I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. Nobody. Doesn't matter who it is. You know, we need Trump to win because the other side is certain death or certain misery for all of us. But you know, I still don't trust anybody. I'm just saying. So this last thing that happened over the weekend, and many things have happened, but this one's pretty bad too. Oh, and there's this. Oh, let me talk about that after. Let me just do this first. Remember, I'm doing this with myself. Now, this is in Georgia. It's a fire in a chemical plant in Georgia causing large smoke.
We are asking folks to shelter in place and close your windows and doors, because should there be a shift in wind, then this can change directions.
All right, so not that I want to scare everybody or cause fear, but there's a lot of shit happening, right? You know, there's chemical plants exploding. You know, if you look up history of how to attack a society, you know, cutting off communications, weather devastation. You have the dock strike. Remember, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about today. We have the 45,000 dock workers from Maine to Texas. I don't know why they're not doing the West Coast guys are striking. And all right, so So yeah, there's a dock work, a longshore shoreman, right? The dock workers union, the people who work in all the ports in America, are on strike. First time since 1977. So we got a strike. We had that strike going on. Remember, we had we had a bunch of barges hit a bunch of bridges over the summertime. Remember, we got weather events that are causing destruction in towns, wiping out people. Who knows for what? Could be for votes. Could just be a weather event. It could be for lithium mines, right? We don't trust nobody these days. We got Georgia chemical plants. We got people. We got Democrats asking for the end of freedom of speech, and it's a very and we have World War III jumping off as well. So guys, protect yourselves. I pray for everybody's safety. I'm not trying to cause fear or havoc or anything. Just stay aware. Stay awake, right, and aware of what is happening around us all the time. All right, guys, let's have a safe day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.